Hello, I'm Duncan Osborne, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at this, the new Align TB40, which is the latest in the new TB series of models from Align and carries over a lot of the new features from its bigger counterparts, the TB60 and the TB70, just in a smaller 400 size package. So what I'll do is go ahead and open up the box here, giving you a closer look at what you get inside, and at the same time point out some of those new features that Align have applied to this. Now before we start, it would probably be a good idea to mention that there are, just as with previous Align kits, a few different versions of this that are going to be available. And for this TB40, you're going to have the option of 2 different versions. So what I'll do is put up a screenshot of the comparison chart. That'll probably be the easiest way for you to see. So you can have a quick look at the exact differences between each one. But to give you an idea, the basic kit version is just going to come with your blades and motor. So no speed controller or servos or anything. Then the top combo, like I have here, is going to come with a 60 amp ESC, a set of Align servos, which are the DS450s for the cyclic and DS535 for the tail. And you also get a micro beast fly ballast unit in that as well. So hopefully that's given you a quick idea of the different versions of the TB40. And now I've had a quick look at that, let's go ahead and open the box. And as we can see, we have the smaller boxes separating the parts out into various different areas in here. I've actually gone ahead and opened up a few of the things in here already, just to make it a bit easier to give you a better view of some of them on the video when we come to look at them. So what I'll do now is just put this larger box to one side, and then I'll just go ahead and open these smaller boxes one by one and show you what you can expect to find inside. Okay, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the frame set box here. And as you can see, we've got the canopy and quite a lot of other parts packed into here nicely. So let's go ahead and start with this one, which is just like our accessory bag here. And in here you're going to find things like your blade holder there. Got some Velcro straps, some cable ties, got some Velcro pad there at the back, and you also have this tool here, which, if you didn't know, it's designed to help you screw your ball links onto your linkage rods. So if you're having trouble doing that by hand, then this tool is there to help you do that. So we've got a few nice little convenient little things in there. Then next we have the receiver aerial mount. And I noticed Align have started putting these into kits recently, and it's a nice little addition because it just helps you mount your receiver aerials neatly at the back there. You can see that on the back next to your fly ballast unit, and your 2 aerial wires can just go in the holder there and it will just hold it nice and neatly. Next, just got our blue Loctite there. And here we have just some spare bolts, nuts and some spare links there, if you should ever need those. Finally we've got our servo arms and balls there as well. Okay, next we can come to this bag here, and this is the bag containing our belts. So first we have our main belt. And if you're familiar with the TB60 or the TB70, the TB40 here is going to employ basically exactly the same drivetrain that they do. And it's different from older Align models. You may be familiar with the older style design where you just have a pinion on the motor going onto a larger main gear. But with this, we're going to have a belt coming off the motor on a pulley. And that's going to go to an intermediate gear, and then that is going to mesh with a smaller main gear over here. So there's a main belt there. We also have a tail belt tensioner here. So take a quick look at that. And again, if you're familiar with the TB60 or 70, it's exactly the same design as that, just in a miniature style version there. Spring loaded, and that's just going to go in between the frames and help tension your tail drive belt and stop it slipping. So that's that one there. And then finally in here we've got a tail belt drive belt there, and it's not a torque tube, it is a tail belt drive, and that's going to drive our tail for us. Okay, next we've got what looks like a battery tray there. That's what we can mount a battery onto. We've got a carbon fibre plate there for our gyro, and another one in there, carbon plate there. Got some canopy rubber standoffs there by the looks of it. And then finally in this one, we've got our battery tray clip. And again, similar to the larger models, it's just going to sit in between the frames, and then just going to push your battery tray in like that, and this clip's just going to clip on. So you're just going to push it in, it'll just clip on easily, and then to get your battery out, you just lift up the clip and slide the tray out. So a nice, easy system to use there for that. Right, next in here we've got our main shaft and swash plate, by the looks of it. So there's your main shaft there. You can see you've got the collar there. Nice, easy installation. And you've got a washer there. You can put that under there just in case you have any up and down movement when you put things together. And take a look at the swash plate. You can see it's a nice black anodized colour. And it does come with the balls already fitted, but you can see pretty quickly they're still really loose. So when you get this, you want to go around and tighten these all up, make sure they've all got Loctite on them. And in fact, that's the same for all parts like this that you find pre-assembled like this. You're going to find that they're all loose still, so you're going to want to go around and make sure everything's tight and Loctited where you need to. Okay, next we can take a look at the canopy, and in fact we have a lot of parts packed into here, so we can go ahead and look at these. And first we have what looks like the main drive gear. You can see that's quite a bit smaller than what you'd expect normally if you were just having a single pinion main gear. We have a main belt pulley here. This is a 23 tooth, and I think, yes, we also have a 22 tooth in there. So depending on what head speed you're going to be using or you want to use, you can select whichever one of those is going to suit it best. And we also have intermediate gear there. So your main belt is going to go onto that top pulley there. The main gear is going to mesh with that gear in the middle there, and then your tail belt is simply going to go on that pulley there and go off down your tail beam that way. There we go. Right, and next we have some tail parts here. So we've got our tail boom clamps in that one there. We've got tail fin, which is carbon fibre with this plastic around the outside, and we also have a set of plastic tail blades there which feel nice and rigid, so I'm sure they're going to be well up to the job for this. I'll put those there. And we also have a tail hub and tail gearbox here. And as you can see, this has come pre-assembled, but again, everything's going to be loose, so you're going to want to take this apart and make sure everything's Loctited, that your bearings in there, got a bit of grease on. So it's important to do that before you fly. And there's one or two things to note here. The first is, again, like the TB60 and 70 on the TB series, Align have put dampers now in these grips here. So it's more like a main rotor head design, and the tail there now. So they're just in there, one on each side. And then they also, if you're familiar, Align used to have an older style kind of linkage system on the tail here, and what I've done now is they appear to have simplified it quite a lot. So rather than having, you know, quite a complex linkage system to move your tail blade grips like that, we've now got a much simpler bore and socket joint there, like that. So that's a nice little addition there. It should help simplify things a bit for us. And there we go. Your tail belt then will just come onto this pulley here, and that's what will drive your tail. Okay, let's see what we've got next. Have our frames, and much like the TB40 and 70, it's a two-piece design, and these are made of carbon fibre with the plastic inserts here, which just allows you to mount the bottom frames to this. It's where you're going to bolt on, and also your battery tray is going to slide in there. And I'll get the bottom half out to show you as well. So there we go, there's the bottom frames there, and they're just going to go and bolt on something like that. So you have a two-piece design frame there, like that. There we go, put those there. And next, I'm going to have a bag with yeah, this looks like the servo mounting brackets in here and motor mount. So here we have our servo mounting brackets. Looks like the tail and cyclic mounting brackets there. And I noticed on the TB40 here, if you're familiar with the TB60 and 70, they mounted the servos in a horizontal orientation on the top of the frames. The two front cyclic servos on the TB40 are actually mounted vertically rather than horizontally. So there's a bit of difference there. And here we have a motor mount there. The motor's just going to bolt onto that. We also have a belt tensioner pulley there as well. So that's just going to be on there, and it's going to tension your main belt. You want to make sure that's tight again before you put that together. Next in here we have the upper bearing block. Again, almost exactly the same as the TB70 and TB60, just a nice little miniature version there. And that just has your bearings for your main shaft and your intermediate gear shaft in there at the top. So the upper bearings for that. They're just housed in that housing there. And here we have up to lower bearing blocks for our main shaft and intermediate gear shaft there as well. And then simply in here we've got some spacers and your canopy mounts there as well. And just take a look at what we've got next. We've got undercarriage. And as you can see, this is one piece design now. It's kind of made of plastic, strong plastic. Just one piece, so you don't have to push any skids or anything through there. It's just all come ready done for you. All you've got to do is bolt that onto the bottom, and you're ready to go. So a nice little convenient undercarriage there, and feels nice and strong as well. So that should work well. And next we're going to have our rotor head. This is just basically a standard design Align rotor head here, black anodized, so it looks quite nice. Again, it comes loose, so you're going to want to go around, tighten everything up, take it apart, put a bit of grease on your bearings in there, some Loctite on your feathering spindle box, and that should be ready to go. So there we go, that's our rotor head. And here we have our links. And if you look in the manual, it actually gives you some lengths to start off with when you come to set these up. They're normally quite good, the lengths it gives you as a starting point. So I'll just go ahead and use those, and they're there, ready for when we come to do that. And finally, we have our canopy here. Again, it's been painted, comes pre-painted, made of a nice light material. As you can see, it's got a nice bright colour scheme there, some nice orange and blue, yellow. So you can just go ahead and fit that straight on, there's no real work to do at all. And another nice feature I've put onto the latest canopies, the TB series, is you get this kind of overhang here. So when you're kind of taking your canopy on and off, it's adding some strength here to stop any cracks or anything developing at the top of the canopy there. So that's a nice feature on that one. And there we go, I'll put that there. Okay, that's the end of that box there. We can move on to the next one. Okay, so let's take a look at the electronic box next with all our electronic parts in. And depending on which version of the kit you got will depend on what you're going to find in here. So if you just have the kit version, then yes, you're just going to find a motor. But if you have the top combo like me, then you're going to find the motor plus all the other electronic devices that are going to come with this. So we'll go ahead and open it up and take a look. And there we go, as you can see we've got the motor in there. Let's take a look at this first. There we go, it's an Align motor, and first of all, those of you familiar with previous Align motor versions that changed the colour of the top there, so rather than the magenta being all over the top, it's now a silver colour with the kind of white etching there instead. It looks quite nice. And this is actually the BL400MX motor, and it's 1100 kV. So put that there ready to go in. And this might be a good time to tell you, with that I'm going to be using this Mania X 6S 2200 milliamp hour battery. So I'm going to be using that when I come to fly this. Right, next we can take a look at the speed controller here. So the top combo is going to come with this. I've got some featuring there as well, some cable ties in there, and a manual on how to set it up there. And here we go. Yeah, Hobbywing Platinum 60 amp controller there. That's pretty much ready to go. What we've got to do is solder your connectors on there. Then when it's in, do your calibration and everything, and that should be ready to go there. Then we've got our servos. So the top combo is going to come with a full set of cyclic and tail servos as well. I'll take one of these out and show you. These have all metal gears in there, and you've also got this aluminium heatsink around the outside, so we're getting too hot when it's operating. So there we go. These are the 840s and the 535 for the tail, and the 450s DS450 for the cyclic. So there we go. You get a set of those in the top combo there. And you may notice I'm actually missing my Micro Beast fly-barless unit. You should actually get one of those in the top combo as well. But for some reason Align haven't put one in for me in this kit that they sent. But if you get one, you would expect to find that in here as well. Okay, so that's about it for that. Let's move on to the next box and see what's inside that. Okay, finally let's take a look in the main blade box here. So this is just going to have things like our boom and blades in. Take this out first. This is our tail boom we've got here. So I'll put it like this. Also got your tail servo push rod in there as well. Carbon push rod for the tail servo there. And here we've got our boom. As you can see, got the Align logo right along there. It's made of carbon fibre, so it's nice and strong, nice and light. That should work well. And then you've got this plastic collar on here. That's just for your clamp at the back there to clamp down on and help you adjust the boom there. put that there. And then finally in here we have, that's all there is. We've got our blades. So TB40 is going to come with a set of carbon blades like this, Align blades. These are 380mm, I believe. So we go, you're going to get those in there as well. Be interesting to see how those fly when I come to fly this. There's there. And then finally, one thing to mention, we do also get a manual in the kit as well. I did actually take this out before I made the video at the beginning, just to take a look in it, see what I could find. So you're going to get one of these as well. And as you can see, it's got nice exploded diagrams, how everything goes together in there. The linkage length advice, like I mentioned before, is in there. Advice on how to set up when you first build it, everything like that. So that's all in there as well. And if you want, you can also scan this and it should take you to an online version of the manual as well. So there we go. That's it, that's the last of our boxes. I hope this video has been useful to you and given you an idea of some of the new things Align has done with this. Giving you a look at the different parts here and what you can expect in each of the kit versions. So if you think I've forgotten something or have any questions, then feel free to leave a comment, and thanks for watching.